I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Some politicians lacking brains said in voices dripping sweet, we don't really need these trains, railroads all are obsolete. They're union strong, it makes demands, they guard their yards with railroad dicks who kick our cops clean off their lands and do not like our politics. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. So the politicians passed some laws to screw more money off the trains and deeper dip their pudgy paws in more control of railroad gains. The railroad said, get off our land. They went on strike to show their peak. The grain train stopped their rolling and the city starved within a week. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains. Hunger riots burned and rose and battered down the State House door, and all those fat politicos were killed and eaten by the poor. And with the city out of joint and no more politician men, the railroad said they'd prove their point and sent the grain trains down again. As I was going up from town, I met the grain trains rolling down. Every day 100 trains, every train 100 cars, every car 100 tons, every ton 100 sacks, every sack 10,000 grains. And that's what cities get from trains.
Good morning, Minecraft. Wandering Beekeeper here. Thank you to Leslie Fish for Grain Train, also known as Eat the Rich the Song. Hoo-ha. Great start for the morning with her pounding along on Monster. That's the acoustic guitar there. It's a 12, that thing was a 12 string, and she was the only one who could ever keep it even halfway in tune. It was... You know the difference? Yeah, here. Let me tell a quick joke here. I only got one viewer, and it's probably the coffee bot. A guitar player and a banjo player fall off a building at the same time. Who hits the ground first? Well, the guitar player does, because the banjo player has to stop and retune halfway down. Rumor has it that banjo is a Romanian word meaning out of tune. Mark Twain said that a gentleman is someone who knows how to play the banjo but refrains from doing so. Don't get me wrong, I love a good banjo. Bella Fleck is one of my favorite artists of all time. And I love Steve Martin's Banjo Man routines. He's quite talented. But, you know, somebody's got to be the butt of the joke, and if you can't tell jokes on yourself, you got no right to tell jokes on anybody else. So, let's get moving here. Ooh, it's talky stuff this morning, let me tell you. Gonna be a fun stream here. We have got part 3 of Electrodynamics. I am not done with Electrodynamics by a long shot. Oh, but there's a pun there. As I have not delved into the ballistics mod, which is part of the suite. Ballistics gives you short, medium, and long-range missiles and a variety of warheads for them, some of which are seriously freaking terrifying. I mean, we're talking about, you chuck a large antimatter warhead, and it's pretty much, the whole biome's a crater now. It just, those things take out entire biomes. There's another mod in the suite, Blastcraft, that introduces, well, let's go on and get over to the game screen here, shall we? And if we're going to talk about Minecraft, let's at least be looking at Minecraft. Yeah, There is another mod involved called Blastcraft that allows you to make blast-resistant brick. Blast-proof walling here, which I've used as the ground cover here, where I had an oopsie with a close-range missile. This was where the launcher was, and it went up and came straight back down, and I'm not quite sure how I did that, but yeah, I had a hole to fill in, and so I used blast-proof walling. It actually looks pretty nice. I like the tessellation on the brick. The shading is reasonably comfortable. It's not unpleasant. It's a good brick. But it also has a tremendous hardness. This stuff is like way better than obsidian as far as armor. But I'm sorry, you use one of those antimatter warheads, and it's not going to matter. What you built your base out of is irrelevant at that point. I haven't gotten into any of that. I have gotten into is rather a lot of nuclear science. And we've been seeing a lot of bits and pieces. Let me pop up to the MV equipment room for a minute and make sure things are going okay here. I don't have anything currently running. Let's see, we are in a brand new reinforced hazmat suit. Really, I just cannot stress the importance of this enough. Your hazmat suit basically is your dosimeter. When your hazmat suit bars run down, you need to get the hell out. Hazmat suit takes damage from radiation. It soaks the radiation so you don't have to. And you will see progress bars dropping as it takes wear and its endurance drops. These shears are way lower on their bar than I would ever let my hazmat suit get. I only forgot to watch my suit once. I was processing thorionite and made the mistake of keeping a couple of stacks of thorionite dust on my person instead of immediately running them over to where they're supposed to be stored. Do not leave highly radioactive material in your pocket. It's just a bad idea. And because when you respawn, you still have radiation poisoning. And I respawned twice more before I could get to an antidote. I've got antidotes on my person now, and I turned on the keep inventory game rule so that I don't lose my inventory when I die. Otherwise you've got a matter of 5-10 seconds, and then you're back to your respawn point, and better make sure that you've marked your respawn point and put maybe put an antidote in an item frame next to the bed that's your respawn point. Pro tip. Other side of the MV equipment room hasn't really changed since last time. We still have the iron sulfate maker and so forth for nuclear reprocessing. Let's go on and pop over to Nuclear 1 here, which is currently running. That's the steam turbines, which tells me that I need to talk with Friend Geiger. This is Friend Geiger. Friend Geiger is our companion on this journey. We will be paying very close attention to anything that Friend Geiger has to say about the situation. 32 rads an hour is going to be putting wear and tear on the suit already, as you can see. Let's get our stuff done and move to a safer area here. We are 177, 189. Yeah, well, I mean, we're making tritium here in a, and they've got the reactor core open. Let's look in here. We're making deuterium. This is brilliant. We will need more deuterium. It's needed for the fusion reactor. We're ticking along a bit more. I'm going to grab this deuterium and that tritium. And an awful lot of radioactive stuff up there. Fortunately, a wooden barrel is sufficient to block the radiation, or at least a good deal of it. We'll zap out here for a second. I have spent rather a lot of time looking at this particular view. Standing out here where I'm doing 3 rads an hour, you always round up. When you are talking about radiation, always round up. So I'm taking, I could maybe nudge back just a hair. Not falling off the tree. I'm not going to be able to get it down below 3 here, am I? Can't get it down to 2. Oh well, that's fine. That's still low enough that I've got a very long time before the suit runs into problems. I've spent a lot of time looking at this particular view while I went and did something else, and waiting for the reactor to run down, and then going in to collect the tritium that had been made, because I've needed rather a lot of tritium. As with all Minecraft tech mods, there is processing time. There are points where you're going to be hooking your character or using a chunk loader or whatever to get the large batch processing done so that you can go on and do the fun stuff. Let's pop back in, because I'm not going to wait. I don't need to. I'm going to swoop through here and check out how we're doing here. Grab this deuterium. Just all of it. You know, we're almost done with that. Run upstairs a second. Nothing currently in the fuel reprocessor. We've had fissile dust in here. We've been reprocessing with iron sulfate to make plutonium. I have rather a lot of plutonium, including a lot of plutonium fuel rods in here, which is a whole thing in and of itself. Let me tell you, let's go over here while I'm here. Don't waste the time. Do something with it. We'll drop that in and collect these. We're almost done with those fuel rods. I'm not going to wait around for them to finish. We're going to go on and bamf out of here. Friend Geiger has been chirping madly, much more than the birds in the background, and Friend Geiger is letting us know that we really spending a little too much time here. So we're going to bamf out of here, and we're going to go over to Nuclear 2 for a minute. I redid some things. This is carbon-plated walling, which is pretty much the top end in Blastcraft. Anything goes bang in here, and This stuff, I think it's like 2.5 times the toughness of obsidian or something like that. It's some really ridiculous thing that, you know, it's going to hopefully stand up to an awful lot of kaboom. Spring Geiger is quiet now. Has nothing to say about the molten salt reactor because it's not active. Um, Now the battery boxes are flat, and so everything's off. I have had some problems with the molten salt reactor. There seems to be some sort of bug in the waste generation and removal. The reactor core receives molten salt, and you get a sort of lava effect here in the meter. As that's consumed, you should be getting um, fissile dust or something like that. It should drop in here, and it doesn't always. There's a bug where the waste, instead of kicking back from this block to this block, part of the problem, I think, is that the waste is generated here and kicked back to here, or that this block is dependent upon this one for the signal to complete, and something's not happening here. Because I end up with a white arrow here, another white arrow here, and another white arrow with the head sticking into the box here, and no actual object that I can pick up. There is no waste object spawned. Instead, the graphic, the progress arrow replicates across the box. Not sure what's with that. This thing also only puts out 120 volts. And, at 120 volts, trying to bring power around to a 960, there's supposed to be carbide battery. Why are my battery boxes not visible? Something is not right here. I'm going to reload the game. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-boop. Zoom. Well, while I'm here restarting this, let's see. This is the amps pack. This is the official Electrodynamics mod pack, by the way, that I am running here. I did remove Serene Seasons and Tough as Nails. Not interested in things that make the game harder to play. I've made my opinions on let's make it harder. I've made my opinions on that well known enough. I don't need to continue to beat that drum. That harp's only got one string on it, and it gets kind of tedious after a while. But this is the official mod pack. Has the whole Electrodynamics suite with Electrodynamics, which is the foundational mod and the suite name, and then there's Nuclear Science, which we're currently mucking about with, and Ballistics and Blastcraft. All sorts of fun things. Okay. Here at Ring Zeros. Including the shaders. 62 mods loaded. And this is, I have removed a couple of mods from the official pack, which Yeah, it's kind of chunky. The goal of the Amps mod pack is to recreate the old Volts environment. At least, or, you know, kind of reboot it in the modern era with all the stuff that's happened to Minecraft since since the days of like the 1.7 mods. Okay, there we go. My carbine battery boxes are now visible. Hurrah. That's right. That's correct. That's the way it should be. Let's do a thing here and thing here, and there we go, and we're back to seeing a game here. Oh boy, I got a bunch of users in chat, but nobody talking. Hello, tap tap. Is this thing on? Can anyone hear? Are my vocals coming through? Tap tap. Oh well. I get some views on the VOD. There'll be a YouTube link later on for where I keep the VODs. Twitch, I'm not even an affiliate. Twitch dumps my VODs in like a week. So everything has to live over on YouTube. Let's see. We are looking at a number of interesting items. That's the hazmat suit. I'm carrying a number of different types of cabling and some piping and a battery box here. This stuff is safe actually to carry. Deuterium is just heavy water, basically. Deuterium and tritium is water with more hydrogen, with more electrons. Excuse me. I told you it was good stuff. Yeah. Little fumble mouth. Don't mind me. You make heavy water, which you add an electron, and then you add another electron, you get deuterium, and then you put it in a reactor and you add another electron and you get tritium. So tritium is water that has been saturated with extra electrons. It's basically highly charged water. And we're going to let that energy loose in the fusion reactor. Now, trying to bring power around to this battery box array, it's charged, it's 960 volts. I mean, you see that it's not fully, these boxes are not fully charged. They're not even, they're like a quarter. Running 120 volts off a molten salt reactor was going to take for bloody ever to charge in. And I need 400 megawatts per crack for what we're about to do. Let's go to the fusion reactor and see about lighting this thing up. First, we're going to go outside, have a look at what I did, because I took a villager tower and rebuilt it, built into it. Seemed like a good thing to do here. That put, there we are, there's the mansion that is my base. So I've got a reasonable amount of distance from here out to the fusion reactor. Fusion reactors don't normally go bang. There's not fissile material in it. Now, the radioactive stuff is over here at the molten salt reactor, which, as you can see, is in a desert temple that has been placed well away. Yes, I used a place command and dropped a couple of structures in rather than building shit to hold the stuff I was making. I'm not going to spend a lot of time putting up the structure. Give me some ready-made infrastructure that I can start putting my tech on. I'm here to play tech mods. So, got a pillager tower. Let's go creative a second. Just have a look at this thing, because it's a bit of a beast. And it's a bit of a beast. The fusion reactor itself is all the way up on top. Got a layer of electromagnets, airspace surrounded by electromagnetic glass, which is glass with an electron fused with an electromagnet, so essentially another layer of electromagnets. And then another solid layer of electromagnets on top, except for the hole directly above and below the fusion core. See the fusion core down in there? That's the fusion core. And there's a hole under it, and there's a hole above it. Water dripping down because there's water immediately above the electromagnets, which is going to heat up, and these steam turbines sitting on the surface of the water. Yeah, this was the rebuild I had to do from last week. I had to move this entire array of steam turbines and wiring up one block. I dunked it in the water, and it doesn't work that way. Forms this sort of arcane glyph thing going on here. I mean, they're really the Arthur C. Clarke said that any science sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. There have been some authors who have gone on further with the idea that any sufficiently advanced science is magic. Any sufficiently advanced magic is indistinguishable from science. There comes a point, and if you get into quantum physics and Eastern views about the world, look into some of the Korean and Chinese thoughts, systems of thought, and how they align with what some of what quantum physics and string theory has told us. Magic and science may at some there may be actually a point where they meet and become indistinguishable. This thing does look like we're getting set up to conjure something, or maybe it's just a quilt square. I mean, that would make an interesting quilt square design, wouldn't it? The blue and with the red edging, and then the black cross hatching, like embroidered over it, as you're make your quilting stitch in heavy black thread and make it decorative. That can be done. Being very careful here, because even in creative mode I can still get respawned by touching the wrong bit of the wire. We're coming off of the reactor at 480 volts. This is a fusion reactor. It does not fuck around. There is an adult warning on this stream, folks. Language, sex references, drug references. I mean, I've already been talking about my refreshments this morning. It is talky stuff. There is a fairly good array here. 7 carbine battery boxes. That is a lot of ancient debris. Like, a lot of ancient debris that has to be mined to make this thing work. The cost, the resource cost on this beast is just immense. You know, we're talking about the Minecraft equivalent of national budgets here. So I've got 7 carbine battery boxes at 480 volts capturing the power coming off of this thing, and it takes that many to be able to buffer it because the power rolls off it so fast. Oh my gosh. I've got a superconductive wire here which has no limit to what amperage I can shove through it. It'll take infinite amperage. It's an infinite bandwidth pipe. And it goes down to a transformer here. Careful. There we go. To a transformer, and comes out at 960 volts and goes into another set of carbine battery boxes that have had capacity upgrades, and they in turn power the particle accelerator. There's the particle injector and the run. You want as much long straightaway as you can get. Going around a curve, you lose a bit of speed, and you want your particles moving absolutely as fast as you can get them when they hit the chamber. There is an electromagnetic switch there, a little flat thing, that flips the polarity of each alternate particle, reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, so that you then get a collision between the two particles zooming around in there, and when the collision happens, maybe you get antimatter. Maybe once in a great while you get dark matter. It takes 400 megawatts per collision. I need you to understand just how much power that is. It's frantic. It requires the fusion reactor to deliver enough power for it. The carbine battery box, there's a jumpstart box. Let's land and go back to survival mode. And so that we can properly operate this beast. So there we have the particle accelerator, the particle injector. It is fully charged right now. That is megawatts. 1,000 megawatts. It's currently charged with a gigawatt. A 1 gigawatt is enough for 5 collisions. I have 5 electromagnetic cells here. I'm being horribly optimistic. We will drop in something in a minute. This thing is pre-charged and ready to fire. Circuit breaker is there so I could put a switch between the power bank and the injector, because the injector will soak power from this bank at a terrifying rate. I mean, just absolutely stunning. We have here an array of carbine battery boxes, all of them running 960 volts with a capacity upgrade, and all of them currently fully charged at 120 megajoules with a transfer rate of 258. You'll notice that it uses a concentrative array here. I've got them set up in parallel. So yes, just like in real life, that voltage is additive for the parallel construction, and I'm getting something like 2 megajoules whacking through to the particle injector to recharge it. And even at that flow rate of like 2 megajoules per tick, it's going to take a minute for a gigawatt to build up. And we've got this all set up here. Come up here, and here I have the tritium and the deuterium storage and nothing else because it doesn't produce byproduct. And there we are standing under an extremely dangerous bit of equipment. Touch that wire and it's an instant respawn. I don't care what you're wearing, how much health you're carrying. You touch that wire, you're going to respawn. I know, because it happened. Actually, I touched that wire, but it's the same voltage. This thing is running 480 volts. It's fully charged. 480 volts through a superconductive wire is enough to, And we have to go stand directly under it and reach up past it through the hole in the electromagnets and place our tritium into the reactor core to get it to run. This to me feels like a design issue that we have to actually reach up into the fusion reactor and load the tritium into the core. I mean, I could put a lever on this so that it didn't fire up immediately on placement, but then, what fun that would be. Let's fire off the particle accelerator in order to have a reason to run the fusion reactor, because right now we're fully charged. The whole thing is, it's going to go down really fast. Here's our particle injector. We're just going to drop in 2 bricks. It doesn't really matter what we drop in, anything will do. It doesn't really seem to make a difference what you use. I've read through the documentation on this, and it is fairly extensive. It's one of the things I've really enjoyed about the Electrodynamics suite is that it has an extensive guidebook. There's some actual engineers working on this thing. Okay, we're going to drop 2 bricks into here and then watch this happen. It's going to happen pretty quick. There goes one of the particles already. Watch. Zow, we got a particle in the chamber. Here comes the second one. Foop. Done. We are now soaking charge back up. Hear that hum? Get a little transformer hum going here. Let us pull out friend multimeter and put multimeter on there, and we see that we are currently transferring 1.2 megawatts per tick at 960 volts through that wire in order to recharge the battery box, which is even with that ticking in, we're still draining because we're running over here. Look at that, 960 volts, 2 megawatts per tick going into here. Let's fire off another particle collision. And watch over there. There isn't a sound effect. You'll see the cloud chamber effect as the first particle goes in and loops around. And when the second particle goes in and hits it, the cloud chamber effect dies away. There's not a big fancy kapop here. Let me do one thing here because I have the master volume turned way down. I'm going to go on and bring it up to 100% and just let me know if it gets too loud. Some of the machinery noises, I had it turned down because of the hydroelectric systems, which hydroelectric is a wonderful thing, but damn, they're loud. Clunkada, clunkada, clunkada. And you put up a bank of them, and it's just an intense amount of noise. So yeah, we are still recharging here. Let us go on and fire it off. Kapop goes the first particle. We see it. There goes the second particle chasing it. You see them. They zip. And it's done. Let's throw in another one. Trying to get it to produce something here. Welcome to physics experimentation. You spend a lot of time firing particles into the chamber, hoping that you get, look at that. We got antimatter. We have captured 500 milligrams of antimatter. Took us 3 shots. Let's load this thing again. There goes the first particle already. Before we could even... There goes the second one. Zoom. And we got another antimatter. Hot diggity. Now, these batteries running down. They're running down hard. And our particle injector is soaking up 2 megawatts per tick. And it has a long way to go before it is satiated. This is a gigawatt device, so we're going to go load some tritium into the system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Load 5 tritium because I know by experimentation that 5 tritium will not overload the buffer. We looked at that buffer at that bank of carbine boxes up there earlier. There's that bank of 480 volt carbine boxes. The power will flood into them at a frantic rate. We're going to hopefully be able to go catch that. I'm going to go... Woo! Load that up. That's the steam turbines kicking on and the transformer hum that immediately goes on. This will just make your... That just makes the hair on my legs stand up. Functional fusion reactor, live plasma. We have 480 volts at 4.67 megawatts per tick. Touch that and you respawn. There is no way to survive at 4.6 megawatts. Power is flowing into these battery boxes faster than it can flow out of them. They've only got this much bandwidth times however many battery boxes. So they're soaking up a lot of power really fast as this thing runs. Now it's not going to run very long. There it went. 5 tritium produces only so much activity. We are... Yeah, we peaked about 30 megajoules here. 15 tritium brings us perilously close, well, 15 tritium would put us over. 10 tritium is going to put us at 60, roughly. It is possible to do 15 without it running it over, but you kind of have to stagger it. Stagger the feeding. Let it get down to like 10 megajoules before throwing in the next batch. This is feeding out through the... Yeah. Uh-oh. We had a fly get a little too close to the equipment. Got a little too close to the wiring there. Hear that? That's a transformer hum. That is 1.2 megawatts per tick. And we are currently not keeping up with the draw at that speed, at that rate. We need to go feed another 5 tritium to recharge this thing is this device uses 200 megawatts per particle, 400 megawatts per collision, reaching the top end of the tech tree in nuclear science is realistically hideously expensive. Just to be able to send that little floating asterisk down the path, I have had to build a fission reactor and run it in order to make tritium, and then burn the tritium in a fusion reactor. I'm going to go on and give it 10 and run the buffer up to 60. Because this is going to be a long time recharging. It's going to be a while. At 200%, I should be able to put 2 more particles through. 1, 2. Pop. Yes, there goes the second one. There we go. Boom. And getting a little bit of glitching in the sound. I'm not sure what's with that. I'm sorry about that. Alright, we have produced 4 cells of antimatter, which is enough to do some serious damage with. These battery boxes are going to be a while recharging. There is power flowing into them, it's just not enough to keep up with the outflow. It's only flowing in at half the rate of the outflow. That'll be going for a while. So I'm not going to just, stand around here or walk back and forth while the batteries charge. That would be about as much fun as watching paint dry. What we are going to do is we're going to take about a 3-minute bio break because Bladder is saying, hey, we're old. Yeah, right before stream, right before you went live. Doesn't matter, we're old. Come on. So, we have brought up the fusion reactor and used it to power a particle accelerator and made antimatter, all in a system built into a pillager tower with somewhat overgrown with vines out in this lovely bucolic setting. Although, have you ever been to Chicago? If you haven't been to Chicago, Fermilab is a fascinating place. I really recommend Fermilab as a tourist destination, if nothing else, just to see the grounds. There are deer living on the grounds because it's this huge protected space above the loop. And yeah, there's deer living there. There's also the American Science and Surplus home store nearby, which really got its start because of Fermilab. And they have all sorts of interesting stuff for sale. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're going to exit this game world, and while it's quitting out and the next one is loading up, let us put the BRB screen up. And I am going to, while the next one is loading, let me take a quick look here. There we go. Going over to Pocket V3 and launch. And while it is launching, I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, let's get this show back. Right. It's gonna be one of those mornings, isn't it? Let's see. The moving over to the Apocapac. This is for MineColonies, and this is gonna be this is 82 mods. The revised version of the Apocapac, which actually I have already removed several mods, including Stargate and Ad Astra and a couple of other things that are not directly related to playing MineColonies. Let's talk a little bit about some of this stuff here. To there we go. I want to talk about this for a second. This is the Apocapac, the Night AP Apocalypse Pack, curated by Enforce 118. Enforce 118, if you are out there, I may never forget you turning me on to MineColonies. I love a good village. I dearly love a good village. Um, like, wow, I mean, I played Wandering Village for how many episodes until the game broke my heart and I couldn't, and I just haven't been able to do another run. There's new content though, and I'm streaming Roots of Pacha on Sunday nights. quick plug there, which is a farm sim and village builder in Neolithic times, and you progress the technology up to bronze, and it's just an amazing thing. Beautifully written. Minami Lane is a good one. It's a street builder and a very relaxing casual game put together by two people with the help of a couple of friends in a very short time. It's an incredible work. I'm now following one of the devs of Minami Lane on the Fetty. They are on the Fetty. Get onto some sort of decentralized. Okay, I need to see where. Just a second. While you're looking at the Light AP Apocalypse Pack from. Let's see, we're getting ready to build a residence here. I need to be. I'm in the in-world right now. I'm not showing it to you for a second because I'm just getting to here. There we go. I need to on it. Needed it to get to a point. MineColonies takes a minute to initialize when you first go in world. There's a lot going on. This is not quite Dwarf Fortress. The Apocalypse Pack includes MineColonies and Stargate and Electrodynamics and ballistics and so forth, and is supposedly all about using missiles to destroy the other players and then building villages in the post-apocalyptic world or something like that. There's a story to it and all. I latched onto the mechanic. I latched onto the mechanic hard. I'm going to go into here in just a second, and I'm going to get real busy real quick. Going to be a little hectic as we start this thing up because I have a city already going. This is my second attempt. My first attempt, I did not understand that I needed to leave space for roads. I also wasn't really concerned about it and was mainly just trying to learn how the thing worked. This is my second attempt. It has been much more successful. I don't have much in the way of roads in, but I have space for them. I have learned that it is well, I'll talk about it while we're in there, but just so you know, you're joining in media res. We will be in the builder hut talking with the builder, which is one of the villager NPCs. The builder is basically my hands and feet. The builder assembles the structures out of the components I give them. Let's get to this. So Miriam there is my builder and has gone off to start work on putting up a residence. We are building a new residence, a new house. Right now, this is, we're looking at here, this is the job block for the builder. The builder's hut. It's a rank 5. I've leveled it up all the way to rank 5, which is maximum. We have a worker, Miriam Kolonowski. I did not choose the name. The names are selected by the mod, and it comes up with some great ones. Amani J. Cricket the other day. You'll see some great ones. Family names do start occurring because as people settle in your village, they will partner up and they will have children. The children will grow up and become workers. Oh, there's Leah Cobley. I hired her because I needed a guard for one of the guard towers. You'll see the guards coming in every now and then, one in gold armor, one in leather armor. We have the builder hut right now. I can yank the worker back here. I can change who I have, build options, just lets me repair or deconstruct. I've upgraded as far as I can. I need to look at this for a second because I need to see what's going to be delivered by the folks at the warehouse. We already everything that's in black we already have in stock. Stuff that's in green we're going to need. Here's Miriam who's coming in, getting stuff. If she needs stuff, she will tell me. Right now she's just doing, you see stuff on the rack changing. She's dropped some things off. She's picking some stuff up. Changing out the material. Oh, she's got something
Can I
to
help
say.
you?
Okay, she needs acacia stairs and torches and a blue bed and some stuff. She needs a bunch of stuff here. I need to see what's going on. We now have delivery icons. Okay, that's all being delivered. That's all going to be delivered. It looks like we're probably good. Let's get somebody approaching. Just head out into the village here. Okay, that's Leah Cobley. Here's our, there's one of the Delgadillos. That's Mr. Delgadillo, our lead courier. Zips in, takes his pack off, drops a bunch of stuff, picks a bunch of stuff up, zips away. He has brought a bunch of stuff. We're now supplied at 41% because Mr. Delgadillo just brought us a bunch of stuff from the central warehouse. This is the builder's hut. That's, oh, hi, this is Lydia Delgadillo, Mr. Delgadillo's
Yes.
daughter. Her parents are Jason Delgadillo and Azariah Ardal. And she is also a courier. We'll be running stuff back and forth. We're now up to 47% supplied. This is City Hall. And we will explore City Hall in a minute. Random NPC.
Right away.
Available for hire, but I don't have housing to
Great
put
to
her
see
in.
you.
They will talk to us. There's Leah Cobley, one of our guards. Here's the warehouse. The central warehouse has rack upon rack of stuff that has been stored in it at various points. All this stuff. And the couriers are the delivery system. So the courier comes in, hits the rack, appropriate rack, grabs the materials that have been requested, runs them out, and drops them off at the hut, at the work block. The hut is the work block for the worker who has requested the items. All automatic, all handled by MineColonies. I've upgraded the warehouse. We should be seeing more storage being put in up here. I may have to upgrade it again to get that to happen. We are right now building a residence. Our supply is at 100%. I didn't have to do anything. All the stuff that we were short on was run over to us by the Delgadillos. Now, Jason and it just so happened that Lydia was the available NPC when I constructed a courier hut. Each courier hut has one courier. So to build a network, I need to build more courier huts. I'm going to need to build another courier hut over here. I'm going to at some point in the not too distant future. Right now, we're busy with other things. This is a residence here. This one has been upgraded a couple of times. It's really nice inside. This is a residence level 3. Weston Ardal lives here. Azariah Ardal lives here. Azariah Ardal is Lydia Delgadillo's mother. And Lydia, her daughter, lives here. There's just, yeah, the interior design on this is really quite attractive. And we're living in a desert community. There's the double bed in here, probably where Azariah and her daughter sleep. We have up here a seating area with 3 tables, one for each of the residents. This is our tavern. Oops. Go up to the tavern. It's a little tricky. There is no street here yet because I'm still upgrading the buildings. I put in a bit of street and then upgraded the building, and the building slightly overlapped and it ate part of the street. And so I'm going to wait to do the streets until the buildings are all fully upgraded. Here is our tavern. Don't take horses to room. Don't forget when leaving. Okay, there's a name on that rule. Here's the actual hut, the block, the key block for MineColonies that manages the building. Rex Babum is just a visitor. He's manifested at the desk. The tavern has a rating of 3. There are currently 4 people living here. Jason, the Delgadillos. Hideo Cossington, you'll see the Cossington name a lot. Ivy Cossington, the baker, is his partner. Blanche Cossington is their daughter. So on and so forth. We have Kaylee Annesley and Harley Astley both living here in rooms at the tavern. Need to get them into proper housing. Down in the basement, Miriam is getting close to done with that. I'm going to look at it. Lager, pale ale, stout, hurrah. They've got good beer. Guard tower. That's the one with the guy in the green armor. Residence, lower level. Residence level 4, residence level 3, level 2, and the brand new one here, all the way out at the end of the street. Here's where our builder is working. Miriam is putting in the doors and the torches at this point. So there's the doors going on. There's the torches going on. And when she finishes this, I'm going to have to manage her getting into her next job. All right, fantastic. And that house is now available for occupancy. I want to zip in here and see manage housing. I'm going to put it on manual. And I'm going to look at the people who live here who are available. Look at the work distance. I'm going to move Azariah Ardal. Let's see. Lexington. I want to move one of these people here. I need to move somebody out of the tavern. So I'm just going to leave that one unoccupied for right now. Let's zip off. Okay, Miriam is working on upgrading a residence from 1 to 2. That's going to be this one in all likelihood. This is that she's going to be working on. And again, she's already got 36% of the supplies she needs. And I'm going to wait and see what gets delivered and what I have to produce. Yeah, City Hall. We're going to go look at City Hall. first things first. I need to check the... While we're waiting... Speed up my travel here. While we're waiting for this to populate, see what gets brought over. Tadeo Cossington is living here. I'm going to move Tadeo, unassign Tadeo, and I'm going to move Tadeo in to the house over here. Manage housing, assign. There we go. Tadeo Cossington is now assigned housing and moved out of the tavern. Finally. Work on that. Let's see, this one is being renovated. Right now, Callum Andrews is the only one living here. I'm going to set it to manual so that I can move somebody in here when it gets upgraded. Oh. Here's Miriam starting work on the upgrade already. Look at that. There's our builder at work. He'll be bouncing around, replacing blocks, placing blocks, making supply runs. We have, looks like we've got a lot of stuff being delivered. We've got quite a lot of stuff being delivered. The torches are not marked for delivery yet, nor the sand brick slab. I may have to reduce those. So let's wait and see. While we're waiting to see, let's look at City Hall. This is pretty much my place. Massive. All the seating areas here. We've got rooms at the end. We got a storage room here. I don't want to store anything there right now because it may get shifted. Over here is where I sleep. There's my respawn point. And then in here is my office, and I get to sit up on a throne here, and which is just really impractical to do this. And here's Town Hall, where the colony is controlled. This is the central. Oh, hey, have you turned Minecraft into an RPG city builder? I haven't, but the folks that created MineColonies have. That's what we're doing here. Welcome, welcome. That's Mox, am I correct? Under the Bad Cat name. The MineColonies brings village builder mechanics into Minecraft. It is horribly addictive. I love a good village builder. I've been obsessively playing this all week. Let's just look at what we're doing here. Right now, our builder is upgrading the residence and will then be building 2 guard towers and a graveyard. I've got room here for one more thing I need to queue. I'm going to queue an upgrade. I need to queue an upgrade on what? Whew. Yeah, it's all managed from here. This tells me how many people I have in various professions and what I've been doing, and you know, how what's been happening, and you know, so on and so forth. The citizens, how our happiness is doing. Miriam keeps falling off of buildings. That's just being a problem. Guards in the colony, there's not enough people. They don't feel safe. So I've got a couple more guard towers being built. The guard towers will also expand my territory. There are boundaries to the colony. The town hall sets the initial boundary. It's going to be a little difficult to see. There we go. Go look up. You can see the boundaries, and it jogs at the corners and such every now and then because I've put in guard towers. Out here, way the heck out here in the corner, this was originally the outer corner. And I put a guard tower out here, which extended my colony's claim out that much further in those two directions. You expand your territory by building guard towers. That's where the graveyard will be. This is the hospital. Yes, it's right next to the graveyard. This is a level 3 hospital facility. It's a very nice place at this point. Dr. Cheddar works there. Here's Dr. Cheddar. Alfonso G. Cheddar, our doctor.
Okay.
Dr. Cheddar is the partner of Ivy Cossington and has they have 3 children. Blanche, Frida Suida, who is our miner, and Kellen,
If you say so.
who is the smelter. Over here we have the university, right across from the hospital, and the university this is a level 2 university. It has 2 researchers, Calamanders and Kaylee Annesley. They will be happy to help you with any research questions that you might have. They are wearing, of course, the appropriate gender-specific uniform. It's a little bit that way, yes. I like that they adapted it, though, for both male and female characters. They both get to wear the lace collar. The university itself is a beautiful thing, and this is just level 2. Wait until you see level 3. Intense. Here is our smeltery over here. How are we doing, by the way? We are short on some stuff. I need to go give Miriam some stuff. She's going to be getting grumpy about it. No open requests yet, but yeah. Helen Cheddar here gets ore delivered from the warehouse, smelts it, and drops finished ingots on the rack, where a courier then picks them up and takes them to the warehouse. There's a great deal of automation built into MineColonies. Let's get into here and into our level 5. Let's see, we've got some space. We don't have much in the way of we got no space here. We got to clear some space. Our couriers need to be picking stuff up and hauling it to the warehouse. Let's see what's needed. We need cut sandstone, and we need cut sandstone stairs. You notice I'm running in creative mode. I've been running this whole thing in creative mode because it's been cut, not regular sandstone. It is just so much easier to do all of this nonsense. I have to produce so much stuff. I don't have a stonemason's hut yet, so I can't have any of the stoneware of the stone automatically produced. Just trying to guess what I'm not going to need here. Let's see. Okay, I need more cut sandstone stairs. And then I've got a couple of things I got to make. All right, cut stairs. Oh, wait a minute. Cut stairs have to make it in the architect's cutter. Right. The only thing I can supply here is the torches. And then I have to go to the architect's cutter and I have to make a bunch of crap. Alright, we will, let us replace, whoops, that, there we go. Just got just as I reached for it. Miriam,
Can I help
how
you?
you doing? You have no open requests, which is good. Your inventory, we see you picking up a bunch of materials to take over to the house to install. She's made her supply run and is going to go off, and I'm going to go off and make more stuff for her because I need to go make components at the architect's cutter. This is the supply camp. Everything starts from the supply camp. Yes, people are walking through because I left the gate open and took out a piece of fence and allowed NPCs to path through it. It's also serving my own convenience. The supply camp is not upgradable. It starts out this way, it stays this way, and I could theoretically remove it at this point, but I like having a place that is mine and that the NPCs will not alter in any way. Among other things, I can keep this here, the architect's cutter for making all the specialty components. I'm going to make cut sandstone stairs. So I open up this and I go to making stairs, and I put cut sandstone in, and I make stairs. If I'm going to make stairs, I'm going to make a stack. They'll get used later on. Here comes one of the Delgadillos. Get out of her way. Sorry, didn't mean to bump into you. Miriam is here waiting. Let's go on and just give her the cut sandstone stairs directly. She is now 100% supplied and is 47% involved in upgrading the residence from 1 to 2. I need to go get the next thing going. And first, I'm going to drop off the extra stuff that I took off the rack. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to put it in the stash. The stash is effectively the input hopper for the redstone sorter. Oh my goodness, we have a child born, Alessia Astley, now happily living in the city of Metu Edishu. We have a new Astley in the colony. Hurrah! Oh, I put up a pirate flag at the supply camp because I could. We're going to go pop up and see what needs to be launched. I think I need to launch this guard tower. Let me see. I've got a bunch of stuff placed that has not been queued for build yet. No, this one's already queued for build. Let's try the next guard tower. The Mystic Site can wait. Oh, here is our farm, by the way. The farm, and it has 2 fields in the farm plot itself, and there's our farmer. And then there are 2 additional fields. Each field can only grow 1 crop. It has to be assigned to what crop it's growing. So the first crop I grew was wheat. The second was carrots. The third was potatoes. Carrots and potatoes are the cure for influenza, which is needed at the hospital for Dr. Cheddar to be able to treat people. And then the next field I put in is beetroot, so that I have all 4 of the base crops going. I'm going to start some of the Farmer's Delight crops next. I do need to place one more field. The farm can support up to 5 fields. I'll need to build another farm once I have that 5th field constructed. Out here, I have a guard tower set up, just not, let's see, no, it's been launched. Let's check this one over here. This is our last corner here. We'll have a look at it. Build building. A pop. Okay. Oh, it is too far. I have to assign Miriam to it, and then I can create the build request. There we go. This is my second try at this game, at this mod, at this game, effectively. I mean, this is introducing a whole new game into Minecraft. And I've only got 1 builder for this whole city. Next time I'm going to put in a second builder. It's way too late to put in a second builder now. But next time I try this, I'm doing a second builder on the other side of the city hall. This is very much a communism. There is no money. The restaurant explicitly exists to prepare food and hand it out to citizens who need it. It says so in the wiki. The restaurant will request ingredients which are delivered by the couriers from the warehouse, produce food, which can then be taken by the couriers and distributed or handed out directly
Right away.
here. Harley Astley is going, we need to teach some recipes to Harley at some point. Let's see. Harley does know actually all these recipes. This is actually pretty cool, and can make any of these on request if they have the ingredient.
Hi.
Harley Astley. Oh, yeah, they need to talk about open housing more. You need high housing space, and I'm going to say already done, and because I've already done that. There we go. That gets me the quest attract a stork completed. Yeah, I already have. Oh, there's our other knight in the gold armor. Once I get all 4 of those guard towers built, I'm going to disassemble this guard tower and put an enchanter's tower out here. Over here is the library. The upper level, which is kind of quiet. It's a library, but yeah. And down around the side here, we have the entrance to the stacks where the researchers work, students work. Azariah
Can I help you?
is still waiting for me to kill 10 zombies, and I don't have time for this. I'm going to dismiss it. There are no zombies to kill. And then
Can I help
Blanche
you?
Hossington is also working here. Blanche right now has an intelligence of 16. That is going to go all the way up to 25 eventually
Hi.
from working here. Maybe higher. The higher the intelligence goes, the better the person is at their job. I'm going to want to reassign those two to other jobs at some point when I have the openings. Right now, my builder is finishing up the residence upgrade from 1 to 2, and it's going to be starting a guard tower next. All right, there it goes. The residence has been upgraded. They will be moving on to the next task, as we saw in the town hall. Let us go back to the builder's hut and meet them. That's the forester there. And the mine. We haven't even looked at the mine yet. I want to come over here and be ready to talk with Miriam when she comes in. The builder comes back to the hut, to their work block, in order to sequence and get their next job. They're now starting work on guard tower. Guard tower, we are 95% supplied already and just waiting to see if this stuff can get delivered. So let's just leave it alone. I've built up so much materials in the process of getting this far. The people with the little yellow dots over them are wandering NPCs. They are hireable if you have housing available for them. This is the mine, and this is where our miner works. I actually do need to, before I tour the mine, go assign housing. So I set that house to manual. And I want to look at who is working in the area and could be moved to it. Let's see. Azariah Ardal, the student, I'm going to assign here. And that moves them out of wherever they are previously. And I'm going to then go here and I want to upgrade this again. By the way, the colony name Metu Adishu is Bad Akkadian and loosely means renewed homeland or the new flat country or any of 3 or 4 other things. I mean, it's Akkadian. It's a Semitic language. Depending upon the vowels and you give it, it can turn into all sorts of things. Okay, this one needs to be upgraded as well. There we go. There's our builder coming back. She's been out there at the guard tower. We're going to race her off this direction, but I'm going to change direction and go to my office and look at the build queue. So right now the build queue is getting a bit heavy. We have the guard tower that she's working on currently. There are 2 more guard towers and a graveyard to build, and 2 residential upgrades. I could continue queuing stuff up, but the queue gets a little shaky and hard to predict what's going to happen next if you keep doing that. Let's just come up here and have a look at the upper level of City Hall here, because we haven't looked at this upper level with the seating area and the little outpost areas that are going to be something much more in the near future, I'm sure. Over here we have a private little shady area, and then in here is the conference room. So yeah, directly above my office there is a meeting room where 6 people can get together and discuss what's going on in the city. This is only the level 3 town hall. I have got 2 more upgrades to town hall I can put in. The builder's goggles will give me previews, which can get all sorts of hectic. Let's do one other thing. I'm going to queue up one other thing. I'm going to queue up an upgrade on the university. This is going to be a very large bit of work to get it done, but it'll be so worth it. And we look at the university right now. The previous upgrade added both these wings and that upper story there to the original building, which was just that lower section, and then the quadrangle. The quadrangle got up in the upgrade, got given a fountain and reflective pool. Oh, I've got time stopped right now and set to permanent noon so that the builder will continue operating. I'm trying to push through a lot of this stuff. Let's see, much like your bog standard building committee. Oh, yes. Except that, given the architecture here, it doesn't really feel like committee. This is beautifully done. The detail on this is fantastic. I mean, we go over to the hospital, and there's the carrot and potato, which is the standard treatment for influenza. And our doctor's standing here, and the doctor has a work area with a rack and so forth with their medicinals. We come around the back, and it lets out into a little back area that's got seating and water around the base of the building. Need that for cooling and also to keep the foundation from shrinking. It's a desert. Go upstairs, and the ward is done in blue and white carpeting. There are 3 beds and a private balcony where the patients can go out and get a bit of air if they like. All enclosed and with decorative panels. Okay, the guard tower went to 100%. Everything was available in the warehouse. Too many responsibilities and people's priorities start to get fuzzy. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's do a thing. I'm going to take off my pirate hat and I'm going to put on the builder's goggles, which is going to give me the previews. And now I can see what the university will look like after I upgrade it. This is the level 3 upgrade for the university. it's getting onion domes. It's getting glowing onion domes with shroom lights built in. Good grief. That entire third level will be added to that building. That will be added. We'll be putting on more here. We'll be putting in a 2-story section there to close off the quadrangle. Holy cats, that's a lot of work. That's going to take the builder a very long time. Oh, that's the graveyard, by the way, the mausoleum and graveyard. We're seeing it. It hasn't been built yet, but we're seeing it because we're in Builder's Goggle preview mode. Seeing what the place is going to look like after all the current work queue is done. Which means I should also be seeing these two lighting up. Yes, there we go. And they will be brought up to the standard, to closer to the standard here by the time they're done. Where we're working is the guard tower, so I'm not going to fly all the way out there. All right, let's take the goggles off because that's putting a bit of load on my system. I do have to watch the heat. I have got my heat a bit more under control, which is a good thing. But yeah, it's still a bit of a thing. We are, let's see, 49% on the guard tower.
Can I help you?
Probably. I'm not sure who said that. Let's just walk around here, take the regular person's eye view, and I'm going to go check my work queue. I'm obsessively checking the queue here. It's an awful lot of stuff in it. I really want to do influenza. Oh yes, influenza is a contagious disease that occasionally crops up in the colony, and you have to have a hospital in order to treat it. To have a hospital, you have to have researched it at the university. So, yeah, tech tree. I had to build the university so that I could do the research, so I could build the hospital so that I could cure the influenza. Curing it is now automated. Previously, I was having to go around handing out carrots and potatoes to everybody every time the influenza showed up, and it got annoying. Having to do it all manually. Now it's automated. Let's see. Oh, we've got more mine shafts. I was at the mine and I forgot to, then I had to run off and deal with other stuff. Let's go run off to back to the mine before I forget it again. Bear in mind that this is all being built by the NPCs here, the couriers running materials and the...
What can I do for you?
In this case, the guard tower is up. I actually want to, now that it's done, I want to queue a deconstruct. Yes, this is the second time we've fled the mine without looking at it. But I'm going to come over here and I'm going to build options, deconstruct. And manage workers. And I have my knight here who I'm going to want to move to the outer one here. Where's the new one? There's the new one. I'm going to move my knight out here if I can. Okay, I need to fire him and then hire him. All right, hold on a second. Back here, she started work building another guard tower. I need to manage workers, night, fire. chill out a second, Misael. You will be managed worker night already hired. Okay. I forgot to set it to manual out here, so Misael was automatically hired. Okay, we're going to go on and do an upgrade. The rank of the guard tower... Oops. The rank of the guard tower determines the range of the guard, how far they will go out to patrol. All right, we've got another guard tower. Supplies. Looks like we may have to cough up some stuff. Let's go to the builder hut and being followed in by the builder, who has not put in requests for the stuff yet, but is likely to. I don't see these things being delivered. Dirt, oak door. Let's go on and make some of this stuff real quick, or conjure some of this stuff. Stack of dirt. Stack of oak door. Sand bricks and sandstone stairs. Stone stairs. Sand bricks. And a white bed. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Zip. Okay, guard tower is now 100% supplied, and she's going to be busy building it for a little bit. The Delgadillos are zooming in and out, and hopefully are going to be carrying some stuff away and bringing some stuff, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty. By the way, I am using a grid system here. If yes, I have my own personal storage system. Refined storage is part of the Apocalypse Pack. Tinsley Ardal has been born. We have another child born. Another Ardal. I think Mr. Ardal is likely to be the, when the graveyard gets built, I'm going to need to set it to manual if I can. I'd like to move one of the students to it. Don't have, who do I need to check and see. I have down here a refined storage system hidden away. There are wireless transmitters and there are network network receivers hidden and buried at various points around the colony so that I can keep my wireless network going. I've been a little, I've got it as backup to the warehouse. The warehouse, which is a bit on the full side still these days. There's been building a lot of stuff, but there's still a lot of stuff here. Okay, need to look at my build queue again, and we still haven't gotten to the mine. I know, third time's the charm maybe. But I do need to look at this. We are doing, okay, see, it's starting to get a little jumbly. With the builds and the upgrades and removes are all kind of jumbly, and it's hard to tell what's actually next. Queue management isn't the greatest here. We'll work on it later. We got two different things here we're supposed to, apparently, that our builder is apparently committed to right now. Building a guard tower and upgrading a guard tower, although that's a manual assignment, so that's probably why her name is on it, rather than her actually being on the project right now. She can only be on one job at a time, and right now she is building a guard tower. I'm going to go to library, and I'm going to pick out a student. See if I can bring in new ones. This is... don't have anybody
Can I help you?
available to replace them right now. So once I have somebody available to replace them, like Tinsley, who is still a child, then I'll worry about it. Let's go look at the mine. Third time's the charm. We're going to go look at the mine. Dang it. Remember that this is all being built by the NPCs. All I'm doing is supplying materials and instructions. So, yeah. We have the mine. Here is... that's interesting. Alessia Astley is now a courier. When did I build another courier hut? I don't remember building a third courier hut. Rita Suita Cossington is our miner. She is most likely down in the mine at this time. Let us come around here and let's see, where's there's the ladder. Goes down a ways, doesn't it? This has all been dug out and built by the miner, who is way down below us. How far down does this go at this point? Oh my gosh. Alright, so Frida Suida, our miner, in bandana and goggles, is down here digging out the foundations here, the base of the mine. Yeah, not at the moment. And putting in the... ooh, we seem to be in the way here. Let's go over here. We're all the way down 12 levels to a Y-width of 13 here. And still going. Guard tower is built. We have a new guard tower built. That one? Sure. Yes, that one, because there she is leaving. Let's go have a look here and see what's going on with it. Manage workers. I'm going to hire as a druid. There we go. Okay, I have my first druid on the, for my guards. Alright, I've got an upgrade going on a guard tower. And got some stuff needed, but I'm waiting to see if it's brought from the warehouse. Let's see, we've visited a lot of things. This is a courier hut here. This is a level 3 courier hut. Level of the hut determines how many stacks of stuff the courier can carry. This is Jason Delgadillo's hut, and yeah, he's up to level 3. I have... did I...
What can I do for you?
Alessia Astley is working as a courier
Yes.
here. And I'm interested by that. What happened to Lydia
Okay.
Delgadillo? There she is. Okay, I must have put up a third courier hut without remembering it. only put up 2. How did I get a third courier? Where's my third courier working out of? This is Lydia's. And third courier working out of. When did I put in a third courier hut? And where did I put it? I'm a little baffled. Well, figure it out later. Let's do it. I got a garden tower out here. I need to see if there's anybody out here. That's Leah Cobley's Knight's Tower. Alright. I'm going to go check the guard towers. That's a residence waiting to be built. This is a mystic site waiting to be built. Mystic Tower has Misael Cox, who is our big-time knight. Tower 4 over here isn't built yet. Okay. Right. Pardon me, just it gets to be a bit of a thing. Just trying to keep track of it all. And manage it all while all this is going on. I am a little perplexed as to where that third courier came from. I'm glad I have a third courier. I would love to know where she's working out of. What hut she's working out of. Yeah, Alessia Astley is is a third courier, and I'm good with that. The colony override, the automatic stuff has brought her in. And, oh hey, thorianite, monazite, vanadium, some hairy stuff there. Yeah. Thorianite is a low-level radiation source. It's not going to cause a problem. The couriers certainly aren't staying around long enough to be affected by it. All right, I need to go on. Oh hi, hello Dylan. Random NPC. I'm not hiring random NPCs. I got enough kids being born that are keeping up. I'm going to go on and tick the upgrade for the warehouse. I want the warehouse upgraded. I need to see if I get more storage. Got construction tape around it now. Let's go look at our work queue. This is, yeah, MineColonies. I'm going to be playing it for a while, and it's going to be like this, I'm afraid. It's a very busy mod. Now I got all this stuff queued up, and I need to leave it alone for a while and let Miriam catch up. I get overly excited, and I queue too much stuff, and then it gets jumbled, and I can't keep track of what she's doing next. Okay, all she needs is a light gray bed. That's the only thing that the warehouse didn't have. I will get that for her. Here is a light gray bed, and
Can I help you?
talk to her. She has an open request for it, so I'm going to pop that in, and that should get rid of the open request. Rita Sweeto will need some framed cobblestone. I'm willing to bet she'll be able to get that from the, and Kellen is also asking for any smeltable ore. Have you got anything?
Can I help you?
Oh, Azariah is needing some stuff here. Azariah needs equipment. Minimal leather level leather and maximal level gold. So let's just helm. Maximum level gold. Don't think they can take iron or chainmail yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my druid leather. And I need to get out there and deliver that. Now this is at one of the guard towers, and I need to name the guard towers. I think it's the one by the Mystic site that has the druid. That would be appropriate, wouldn't it? St. Dharma, good morning, friends and fiends. You are just in time to see the last 5 minutes. How you been? Azariah Ardal, let us put the leather armor into the inventory for their guard tower and then see what happens. Now, they are asking for double-crossed sandstone over cobblestone. I might have that in my personal inventory. Whoops. I need to put a wireless transmitter out here. I outran my network. Let's see. Double-crossed sandstone over cobblestone. I have it. Okay. I'm going to drop this off at the mine. If I can land at the mine successfully. And I'll just go into the mine. I don't need to find the miner. I can go here and go to the inventory and just drop it in here. And that'll take care of the open request. It now resolves. And I'm going to put 2, 3, 4, all the rest of the stuff that I had in stock in here so that Frida has it available. I think Frida's coming up the... Yep, here's our miner coming up the ladder to go pick up the materials that I just dropped off. Whoops. And Lydia Delgadillo, the courier, leaving, heading for the smelter, possibly taking smeltable ore to the smelter. Let's wait and see if this request here drops off. Courier goes by, and nope, didn't have any smeltable ore to take to the smeltery. Oh well. Any ore that is any smeltable ore that the mine produces that is automatically picked up by the courier and taken over to the smeltery, made into ingots, and then sent to the central warehouse. Lot of automation here.
What can I do for you?
With people actually going and doing the stuff. Okay, Miriam is tearing down the guard tower over by the library. We no longer need that guard tower. That is a great place to leave this. It is the top of the hour. And it is that time. We have spent another 2 hours on Minecraft. There has been a fusion reactor and a particle accelerator and exploration of some things with nuclear science, and then we got into MineColonies and have been exploring that mod for a while. Eventually they are going to meet. The world that I have MineColonies in. Glad I was able to drop in for a bit. Glad you were able to drop in for a bit. I start at 8 a.m. UTC-6 on Saturday mornings for Minecraft Trains and Tech, which you can see if you check the Truck Community streaming schedule. Truck Community streamers, we have stuff going on every day of the week. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening, various times during the day. You can check the schedule. It's on your screen right now. You'll also see that I will be back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. UTC-6 for Roots of Pacha. That is a very different vibe. The Sunday evening stream is much more relaxed, much more chill, and we will be assisting a Neolithic people to achieve bronze technology and develop irrigation. Quick little reminder there in the chat, I do have a coffee. The coffee is primarily there to support my serial novel Bread Spotting, which is up to 22 installments of a proposed 30, so only 8 more to go before we wrap up the first arc. And that's sort of Peaky Blinders meets Victorian Bakers. About a group of people working for a small bakery who have gotten jobs in an area that might have been a little hard for them to get jobs in. They're protective of their workplace and of the community they've built within it, and don't appreciate the big company muscling in, and so they're fighting back to protect the family they've built. That's going. Various things going. If you are interested in seeing my past VODs, this has been episode 11 of Minecraft Trains and Tech. If you'd like to see the previous Electrodynamics stuff or the Create Trains stuff, which I am not abandoning, the Create Trains will be back. I just have to do some work in that world. MineColonies is eating my life right now. So, next, let's see, you might like Council of Geeks. She streams on Wednesdays and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. That's actually viable for me because I work noon to 8 Monday through Friday. So, yeah, go on and give Council of Geeks a shout out here in my stream. Give me the link to their Twitch channel, and I will check them out, and thank you for the recommendation. In the meantime, it has been 2 hours. I've been running my mouth all that time. It is time to give it a rest. And I will see you back here tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m., same channel, for Roots of Pacha and a much more chill stream as we develop stuff. Hang on a second. Hanging on.